Hello, everyone. This is Ginger Spice coming at you from the Roller Dome. And our next game 14 of this weekend of Altitude Adjuster is the Rat City All-Stars versus the CDG Supernovas Ultraviolets. Thank you for all of you that are watching. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the comments as well. But just know I got to watching a lot of things here. But I would love to hear from those watching from home. Rat City is, of course, from Seattle, and Supernovas, California. And yes, Kotz, it's me. And let me go through really quick our Rat City All-Stars. We've got number 4, Loco. Number 5, A Green. 6, Lily Lightning. 1-1, Bertha Beatdown. 1-7, Canna Whoop Sass. 0-1-7, Riptide. 2-1, Anyang. 3-0, Ms. Defiant. 4-7, Malice. 7-2, Gnarly Quinn, love that name. 8-3, Thumper Skull. 8-6, Made in China. 1-9-2, Habeas Corpses. 2-5-3, and Smash Away. 3-2-2, Kosher Assault. 3-2-3, Feline Fatale. 501, Damage Control. 619, Red Divicious. 715, Mountain Deranged. And 1859, Natty. And the coaches for Rat City are Kate Rage, Punchy O Guts, Loch Ness Monster. And I'll be doing the Supernovas roster in a few minutes when we have a little break because they are coming out to skate. I also want to thank all of our officials as always. We have Princess, Damon, MC Ninja, Guinness, Rough Draft, Freddie MP, Spike, FN Ref, Candy Person to start. And 30 seconds to Derby. The rest of our officials, Fury Road, Decider, Fighting Girlfriend, Zookeeper, Pickle Lane, Count Stephanos, Thriller, Baconator, Chameleon, Joker 2.0, and Stack Trace. And yes, hi to you, Kotz. Great game this morning. Earlier today, Denver Standbys taking a win. And counting down to Derby. And our jammers are Rex and Loco. Rex from the Supernovas and Loco with Rat City. Yep, and Seattle out with the lead. Loco gaining lead right away. And we got Loco coming back in on a point scoring, getting knocked out and calling that off real quick before the Supernovas can score. Lining up next on the Skate Rats Jam line is A Green for Rat City and Zoe Trope from Supernovas. I was talking to Zoe this weekend, and she is a aged up junior for a few years now, but she once played for now I can't remember, my mind's not working. Now the jam is on, and out for the lead, Zoe Trope. And now also Green is out for Rat City. And we've got Lieutenant Jan going to the box for a penalty, taking down that Supernovas wall, and Zoe calling that off. And putting a score, and let's see, putting 4 points on the board for Supernovas. And Zoe used to play for Southside Revolution, and it's one of the teams we play in juniors, and they're a great team, and she played and coached for them. Oh, was she also Seattle Derby Brass? Because I swear she was talking about Southside. I think she played for both. So thank you. And now we've got Sunny Days for Supernovas and Habeas Corpus for Rat City. And we're still waiting. Lead is still open. And everyone's getting backed up here on turn 1. And now Habeas Corpus out for the lead jammer status for Rat City. And Sunny Days still working, trying to work their way past that Rat City wall. And woof. falling down out there. We've got one of the Supernovas are still in the box, Secret Cervix. It is standing and now back on the track. Sunny Days has now made it out of the pack, but called off by Rat City. And that was a 4-0 jam in favor of Rat City. Next up on the line, we have Killer V for Supernovas and Green for Rat City. Going into jam number 4 here. And Rat City Jammer making their way up. And one of the and now Rat City out for the lead. But Killer V also now out and coming up behind. And Green will call that off before Supernovas can score. Yeah, you know, Geek Fantastic, I'm a mom of 2 junior skaters. One graduated, one's still there, and I have a big heart for all the juniors and their 8, and especially when they come up to adults. I love seeing them continuing their derby career, as they say. Now we've got Loco on the line, skate red line for Rat City, and Marinator for Supernovas. And the pack is staying tight there right in the first section, but trying a little, keeping one hand down, and that's Loco out for the lead. Really smart with that one hand down. You'll see some of the jammers are very skilled at that. One hand down is still in, and so they do not have to cede that. You know, they're still considered in as long as it's only one hand and not 2. And then that is called off by Loco. And we've got a 10-4 score in favor of Rat City. Coming up for Rat City now is Gnarly Quinn on the Skate Rats jammer line. And for the Supernovas, we have, I'm waiting to see. We have Rex on the line for Supernovas. Bertha Beatdown still in the box for Seattle. And Rex making it out as lead jammer for the Supernovas. And losing another blocker to the box for the Supernovas. Oh, wow. Down to a 2-wall for the Supernovas now, with 2 of their blockers in the box. But those two blockers left are making it very difficult for Rex to get through. And then out for power jam. And that will be a full 2-minute jam. Everyone's favorite full 2 minutes. And we will, back block called on the Supernovas pivot. And Seattle out here continuing to score. And now they're down to the pivot and the jammer from Seattle still in the box. The rest of their team has returned to the track. But again, these 2 blockers are making it difficult even for that, for the Rat City jammer. Now Rex has returned to the floor, and I believe already in scoring position. Had already made initial prior to the penalty. But this will be a full 2 minutes, and there's still about 30 seconds left now. Oh, now another penalty on, this is penalty heavy in these first few jams already. And now 4 points by for the Supernovas. And we've got right now a 12-4 jam going in favor of Rat City with 5 seconds left. And that's the end of the jam. And that ended up being a 12-11 jam in favor of Rat City. No, a 15-11 jam in favor of Rat City. Thank you so much for the Pamela Arm for letting me know. Wow, so many a lot of facts about Zoe, and I love seeing all these aged up juniors on the CDGs. Zoe, Harley, Flower, Killa, Marinator, and HD. So they've got a lot of great juniors who have come up into their program, which I think makes a strong team. It's busy over there in the penalty box. We have Zoe out for the lead for CDG, but Corpse is coming up quickly behind. I think they're trying to clear the box. Box now cleared, and Zoe calls it off. We're at 28 for Rat City, 16 and for Supernovas. And the penalty box has been very busy in this first only 10 minutes of the game. But we've got one person left standing, which means they have less than 10 seconds. And thanks for everyone here on the chat and watching. We appreciate you watching the game, being part of it, even remotely. And now we've got Green and Sunny Days up. And the Supernovas have the lead. Sunny Days taking the lead jammer status. Bench is cleared, and Green has made their way out of the pack as well and able to score. And quickly called off. And now both teams are down one blocker, so it'll be a 3-3 blocker out there on the track for our jammers. We've got Killer V for CDG, and we have Riptide for Rat City. Penalty called, a multiplayer called. Oh, multiplayer called on Killer V, so it's a power jam for Rat City. So they're going to try to take advantage of this time, but these blockers still doing a great job, even making it hard for Riptide. Riptide now with the lead, and still some time left on that power jam. Some of the blockers returning from the bench into the pack to help out their friends. And Killer V calling it off quickly, leaving a couple, allowing them a power start on the next jam. And also CDG has one blocker in the box as well, so that'll give them a nice start. We want to thank all of our sponsors, which you're seeing right now with our camera. These are the great sponsors. I'll be talking about them as we go through this, throughout this cast, throughout my, what do we call this, streaming. And I want to thank, we'll start with Bojo's, who did our pizzas today for all of our officials and volunteers. We thank Bojo's for supporting our volunteers. And Rhino Massage, if you just mention roller derby, whether you're in roller derby or not, you will receive $35 off your first session. So be sure, if you're in the Colorado area, Denver metro area, check them out to get ready for a tournament, or to me, the best part, after a tournament. We also want to thank our permanent sponsors. 888 Helmets is a great sponsor, not just of our team here, Denver Roller Derby, but also so many teams across the league. They're a great supporter of roller derby. And 1 second. So, sorry, I'm sitting here in a room and we're getting a little interrupted, but it's all good. Oh, anyway, so 888, but also 187 Killer Pads is another permanent sponsor of Denver Roller Derby, plus many of the other leagues throughout the system. So we appreciate it and their support of our players. And also Sisu Mouthguards, also a permanent sponsor of Denver Roller Derby, as well as other leagues across the entire stream of teams. And one of our most favorite sponsors as well is Skate Rats, and you can go to buy all of your derby needs, roller skating, pads, anything. They also do skateboarding, everything to do with being on at least 4 wheels, they can help you with. And Skate Rats, let's support small independent businesses. They deliver quicker than Amazon, I promise. If you order from them, you'll have your stuff delivered to you so fast and free. And we love supporting them. They are a great supporter of our league, as well as other leagues in Colorado. And if you are here in the Denver area and going to be coming down to the Roller Dome today, they have a shop set up with quite a lot of gear that you could buy today. And if not, you could order something and they'll have it shipped to you very quickly. What visual reviews turned down? Okay. All right. That official review that was called, it was denied. And now we're back to Derby. Killer V out there for the Supernovas and Loco out for Rat City. And Killer V as lead jammer, but Loco right there with them. And they decided to call it off rather than keep the race going. When I'm skate reffing, I always appreciate not continuing to race. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not sure what Deadeye and the Rat City coach were talking about. But anyway, thanks so much to those of you in the chat keeping me company here. And now coming up on the line, this time Marinator for CDG and Corpses for Rat City. And Corpses trying to make their way on the inside line and does establish lead. And with Marinator coming up right behind, trying to make their way out of the pack, doing a lot of hopping on those toe stops and making their way on the outside, top of that apex. And Corpses will want to try to score some points before calling it off. And I believe that's 3 points for Marinator on that jam and denying Supernovas any points on that jam. I think these are really well-matched teams. I just love watching good derby and watching a great game. I think if you were watching a game earlier, I loved watching 2 of the jammers were hugging each other out there on the line. The derby is a big family. Different teams, big family. So we have Rex out there for the Supernovas and Green out there with the lead for Rat City. And Rat City calling it off really quickly. And I think there may have been a penalty right there at the last minute. Yes. We now have 2 Rat City blockers in the box. So that will be an advantage for the Supernovas as they come up to jam number 13 coming up. We've got Loco and Zoe for Supernovas. And let's see if Zoe's able to take advantage of this smaller wall for Rat City. And everyone's clumped up there, still there in the first box of the track. And those 2, and then Zoe Trope out for the lead jammer for CDG. And it looks like nice little shirt whip there. Unsuccess. Got their way out because the initiator also went out. But nice shirt whip there to get out and in scoring position for Rat City. And it looks like they're running it a bit. Zoe is probably want to try to get some more points and are trusting their blockers to hold back the Rat City jammer. And Zoe getting recycled. Zoe getting recycled by Bertha Beatdown. And I hear a penalty, a forearm called on one of the Rat City blockers, and now called off by Zoe Trope. And let's see where our points ended up for that jam. Believe it or not, my screen is very tiny in front of me. So sometimes you can see the points in probably bigger than I can. All right. Next up on the line for the Supernovas, we have Sunny Days and we have Green for Rat City. And quick recycle of green. And the pack spreading out pretty soon. No pack. Need to come back together. And it looks like an out-of-play contact for one of the Supernovas in that no pack call. During a no pack, you cannot be making impactful hits during a no pack until it's reformed. Okay, then that was called off quickly by the Supernovas. Yeah, pack is one of the most complicated things in Derby. I mean, there's many complicated things in Derby, but that's one of the very complicated ones. But when a player hears no pack, they have to stop making impactful contact with the other players, whether it's the jammer or the blockers, until it's reformed. And if you were the one that caused that pack to come apart, it's destruction. If you fail to reform, you'll get another penalty. Up on the line now, Killer V for the Supernovas and Gnarly Quinn for Rat City. Both walls holding strong right now. Green is at, Gnarly Quinn is at the top of the pack here, getting some offensive help from their teammate, number 17. Yeah, from Canna Whoopsass. I love that name. And now the pack getting stretched out. And Gnarly Quinn gaining lead after some hard fighting to get lead. Almost 30 seconds and before anyone got lead on that one. The Supernovas jam is still being held up. A star is off. And they may be looking for their pivot, but right now they're very far away from their pivot, so no star pass going to be happening quickly. And Gnarly Quinn was also recycled. And still trying to make their way out and getting the call from the coaches saying, call it off. And we've still got Flamingo in the box for the Supernovas. And up on the Skate Rats jam line is Habeas Corpus for Rat City and Marinator for the Supernovas. I agree. Yeah, Geektastic is what I think you're doing there. Yeah, solid pack, so important. I'm always really proud. My daughter got really great pack awareness, and it really helps their team a lot. So important. All right, we've got Marinator and Corpus up as our jammers. Flamingo now out of the box. So a full track, empty penalty box. Next, okay, then we have Corpus out for the lead. And an out-of-play contact for little kills. He's got an out-of-play contact, just what we're talking about. All right. These walls are still holding firm, though. They're doing a great job. Ooh, a little tiptoe on the outside there for Marinator. And getting out and able to score, but quickly called off by Rat City, preventing that. All right, that puts us, now we've got up on the line for CDG Rex and for Rat City Loco. Still one CDG blocker in the box. And making their way out on the outside. Already Rex has established lead, but is still staying within the pack. And so they do have control and can call it off should they want to stop Seattle from scoring. And that's just what they do. You'll see that a lot. You know, all a jammer has to do is get out in front of all of the blockers. They have to just pass their hips once, and they are lead regardless of getting recycled after that. If they're the first one, they're lead. All right, I want to also talk about another permanent sponsors is Great Divide Brewing. They're a brewery of great character, making remarkable beer while being active in the community by supporting us here at the Roller Dome. Yes, I think those If you like beer and you like watching roller derby, we've got you covered here, and that's thanks to Great Divide Brewery. And also want to do a call out for one of our visiting teams, not playing right now, but Red Stick, which is here from Baton Rouge. And we want to talk about the LORI, L-O-R-I, Louisiana Organization for Refugees and Immigrants. It is a nonprofit organization based in Baton Rouge that helps refugees and immigrants achieve self-sufficiency through access to critical services and support. And we like to shout out to them. Now, next jam is on. We've got Zoe Trope and Corpses as the jammers and Corpses out for the lead again. And Zoe's still being held up by, Zoe is also now out of the pack and able to score. And Corpses calling it off before Zoe can score. Quick call off, great pressure Zoe put on the team and making them call it off before there was more scoring. Molly, I'm assuming you probably are friends with Corpses or know them. And yeah, Corpses is doing a great job today. Coming up now for Rat City, we've got Green. Oh, you're her #1 fan. That's awesome. We've got Green and Sunny Days up for Supernovas. Green for Rat City. And already out for lead is Green. We've got unfortunately, for Sunny Days, their pivot is still in the box. One hand down, so that's still good. Oh, but illegal contact for Sunny Days. So unfortunately, that will be a power jam for the Supernovas. If you're a fan of Supernovas, not unfortunate. That's just hard. Those penalties are tough. Same busy. We've got also Seattle's pivot in the box as well during this power jam. And Green taking advantage, taking a tiptoe on that outside line, but staying in bounds. And out for 4 more points. Bench is now clear. Days is back in, but still on their initial pass. And it is called off. And that was a 15-point jam for Rat City. And going into jam number 20. Boy, there's been a lot of jams. Usually when you get to 20, you're closer to the end of the half, and we still have got 9 minutes left going into the jam number 20. So we have Marinator up for Supernovas, and then we have Riptide up for Rat City. And boy, both jammers being held up in this big pack. And we've got Riptide working their way up to the top, but getting recycled very well. And now I hear a no pack call back in. Marinator on a direction call on a Rat City skater. And Marinator really hoping to make out his lead, and does. Marinator out for lead jammer status. And we've got a pivot and a blocker in the box for the Supernovas, and Riptide has now made it out and able to score. And the Supernovas may want to be keeping this going a little longer to clear out that last blocker so they can have a full wall when the next jam starts. And we'll see, making their way, another 4 points for CDG. Their box is now clear. I see the signal saying keeping it going. We want to get some more of those points, because I think most people watching this game are probably pretty well versed in Derby, but if you aren't, it is, when you're talking about your standings, your ratio in a game, your number of points scored matters. It's not just a win-loss ratio like a lot of sports. There is looking at the exact amount of points that you win by or lose by matters in your rankings. So this is important. So sometimes that's why you might see them run it when they have lead, allowing the other team to also score. Because I've used to wonder that before I knew about Derby. So that came to a full 2-minute jam. And that was a 15-4 jam in favor of the Supernovas. They're close, shutting down that spread a little bit. And there's lots of Derby left. This game could go to anyone. Lots of time left for either team to make a win today. And this is good Derby. And now we've got Rex for Supernovas and Loco for Rat City. And Loco trying to make it on the outside line, getting denied. And a forearm called on the Supernovas, and I could see that from here. So helping out Loco a little bit to maybe get past that wall. However, Rex is making their way to the top of the pack, coming around to turn 1. And the pack starting to thin out, and Rex keeping going, and has already been called lead, so don't listen to me. She was already lead. But now 4 points as that pack was spread out. And Rat City still on trying to make that initial pass out of the pack. And the Seattle pivot is now sent to the box for a penalty. We've got someone else. Okay. Another 4 points for Rex in CDG Supernovas. And we've got Loco in the box as well, and I believe still on the initial pass. So when they return to the track, they will still need to get that initial pass. So this is a rough jam for Rat City. But now jammer standing. The butt. It is called, and very little time left for Loco before this next jam starts. And again, I feel like most people watching probably are familiar with a lot of Derby rules, but just for those who may be new to watching or watching a friend for the first time, when a jammer begins a jam in the box, they are still eligible for lead. So, oh, okay, cool. And just so you know, this game, there's a really amazing tool on the WIFTA website. And prior to this game starting, they predicted the Supernovas score would be 229 and Rat City 70. So I think already Rat City is showing them that prediction was not in line with what's happening. So there'll be some changes after this. Though Rat City is going to be helping their rankings a lot because they are performing better than what was projected by the very complicated algorithm used by by WIFTA. And that's always exciting. I think one thing that makes the game still exciting is it isn't just a win-loss. There's a reason to keep fighting, whether you're when you're losing, and they're not at all. This game's very close. Yep, that was the prediction right there. And so this is a great game of Derby. It's been a great weekend of Derby. Yep. Oh, yeah, great. Thank you. I agree. Shout out to all the officials. I am official myself. I am a skating ref, so I have such appreciation for how challenging it is. Oh, wow. Okay, there were some points taken away. Tell me why when you know. If you hear it. Oh, wow. So some points were removed from the Supernovas. If I can find out why, I'll let you know. But no, that's unusual. But there was an official review around that. And if I can find out more, I'll let you know. And with the rolling whistle, I don't think I'm going to be able to find anything out right now. If I can at halftime, I will. And I'll come back and let you know. Yes, Gaffney, the rankings are really complicated, but like I said, to me, I'm glad of it. And now we've got Zoe on the line and Loco jamming. And I'm hearing a no pack, another, and lead is called for Zoe Trope for the Supernovas. And I think both teams are just really fighting hard. Zoe making it around on the outside, now back to the middle. And she manages to stay within the lines and no cut. and Loco had made it out to score, and Zoe smartly calls it off. Now, and smartly calls it off as well because Seattle has 2 blockers in the box, giving a really big advantage to Supernovas in this start of this next jam. So smart call off there, smart thinking by the coaches. All right. Coming up now is Sunny Days versus, Sunny Days versus Habeas Corpus for on Cicada Rush Jam Line, and Sunny Days making it out with lead, but star pass for Rat City and also out and able to score. It's going to force that call off, but they're saying to run it again, trying to score up some more points, trusting their blockers to make it difficult for Rat City to get any more points, and hoping that Sunny Days is able to get through the pack more quickly. Oh, Sunny's trying to make it on the outside line, but pushed out and recycled, and getting dragged all the way back. Then Rat City reforming quickly. Oh, pushed out again. Sunny Days trying to make their way past this pack a lot of times. Woo! Nice hop, skip, and a jump, and out and calls it. Wow, they've really, that point spread now down to, let's see, once they get these last points in, it will be done, yeah. 3-point game. Where earlier I was like, oh, anyone's game. As you can see, this will be a tight, exciting game. We just have a little over 2 minutes left in this half, this first period. And we've got Marinator on the line for the Supernovas and Green on the line for Rat City. And Green trying to make their way to the top, but recycled a little bit on the outside. Everyone clumped up in the middle, but Marinator being held back at the back. Oh, and Green gets called lead, and still though getting held up one-on-one by the Supernovas. And Green is still lead, making their way around the pack, and now has the advantage of a power jam as Marinator is in the box. And it may have been for a cut. I was not watching perfectly. Yes, for a cut. I'm also learning the symbols for penalties. Yep. Trying to make it, not going to try to let it be easy for Green to get through that pack, but she does. Out for another 4 points. And calling it. And with Marinator still having it 10 seconds or less in the box because they are standing. Oh, they're saying they only have 1 second left. So they're going to get released pretty easily. And as I said, Marinator would still be eligible for lead. Yep. This is going to be a very good game. Of course, that last advantage with that power jam, able to get a bit of a jump, Rat City over CDG, and immediately Marinator's out of the box. Oof, some harsh hits here. And Marinator, like I said, eligible for lead and trying to make their way up. Both jammers being held back here. Strong walls on both teams here, but Marinator trying to make their way up there at that first turn and making it out as lead jammer. Oh, a high block called on CDG. Number 13 Killa is in the box. And Loco is now out and able to score, making their way around the track. And calling it off before any scores can happen was Marinator calling that off. And that's intermission, everyone. All right, we're going to end up with a score of, we're going to end up at 82 for Rat City, 73 for the Supernovas. And just before we go into intermission, I do want to thank some of our sponsors. We have so many wonderful people that are supporting us this weekend. I want to do a shout out to our catering sponsors. Today was Bojo's Pizza. If you are in the Denver area, you can get a $10 off an order of $30 or more. You simply text the word Denver to 888-202-0941. And like I said, if you're here in the Denver area, Denver Metro, there are multiple Bojo's pizzas across the area. I also want to thank our other food sponsors during the weekend. One is Noodles and Company. That's where my son works. So shout out to them for providing meals to our refs and volunteers. Noodles and Company is pretty much across the country in a lot of locations. And then, of course, Qdoba was our sponsor as well, providing meals to our refs and volunteers. So thanks so much to them. Also want to do a shout out to Colfax Strong. Again, if you're in the Denver, Colorado area, Colfax Strong was named the best gym in the Mile High City in 2025. They are committed to creating an environment where every individual feels safe, encouraged, and empowered, because fitness should always be about more than workouts. It should be about finding your strength in a place that feels like a safe home. So that's really great. If you're in the area, they would love to see you. Please mention that you heard about us through Denver Roller Derby. And I also want to thank another sponsor. Both days of our event is Kaladi Coffee. And Kaladi Coffee, it has 2 locations here in the Denver area, and they have amazing, incredible coffee. So please support them. They are wonderful. They are donating to this tournament. They're donating to us later in the month for Colorado Chaos. So it's really good coffee. And I'm sitting here drinking a Kaladi coffee right now. They have their own syrup. If you ever want to try it, it's called Kaladi syrup. And it's like a mixture of like vanilla and mocha and some other yummy stuff. So if you want something yummy, go try that. I also want to make sure that everyone knows we do a fan favorite from the folks here watching online for the fan favorite. They'll get basically a most valuable player from from our viewing audience here online. So make sure as the game goes through, as we get towards the end of the game, let me know who you want to pick for each team, one player, and they will be picked as a fan favorite MVP. And yeah, thank you, Geektastic. Yeah, I think too. No matter what the mood, they should follow. Use that line to follow up with. We get the nude. Yeah, like noodles. Yeah. Listen, my kids, even my one that works there, still. I mean, is getting more tired of it, but my kids would eat Noodles and Company almost every day, and typically just mac and cheese. But they have so many other yummy dishes. So I'm a fan of Noodles and Company, and since they employ my child, I like that too. All right, Mac Daddy, HD number 36. Yeah. Oh, great. I'm going to make some notes of this. All right, I'll be taking a little break here, but I'll come back and check the text. God, I cannot talk today. I will be back, and I will check our chats, and I will talk to y'all soon after intermission. Thank you. Hi everyone, this is Ginger Spice here in Denver, Colorado at the Roller Dome. We'll be getting back to Derby in about 2.5 minutes, but since I didn't get to read the roster for the Supernovas, I wanted to do that before we started this second half. So we have 0-0, The Secret Cervix, number 5, Sunny Days, number 9, Flower Power, 1-3, Little Killa, 24, Harley Sin. I love how we have a Gnarly Quinn and a Harley Sin. 3-6 HD. Already gotten a shout out from the from our viewers here online as doing a great job. 37 Rex. 4-8 Chuck It. 8-6 Zoe Trope. 9-9 Marinator. 1-8-2 Blink. 1 Skatey 2. That's really cool. 3-0-3 Grower Power. 5-6-4 Flamingo. 6-0-3 Lieutenant Jan. 610 Killer V, 820 Hannah Morley, and 1230 Prince Sparklefist, 4864 Lowdown Derby Shame, and 9999 Tifa Knoxhard. And our coaches, the coaches for the Supernovas are R2, Hittsburg, Deadeye, and Sensei. Thank you to all of the skaters for making their trip to here to Denver. All right, Derby will starting in just a minute. All right, we have just 30 seconds to go before the start of the second period. And the first jam of the second period will be happening here. And again, let's do thanks you to all of our refs. And I saw, hey, we've got a Rat City fan out here, Noah Fantastica. Welcome to the chat. And I appreciate everyone, their feedback in here. I haven't done a lot of streaming, so this is nice to hear that. And I am open to criticism and open to compliments. So I do a lot of in-house announcing, which is a different beast. But I'm excited to be part of streaming this out to our folks out there watching, hopefully throughout the country. And earlier we had someone watching from Ireland, so thank you so much. Jumping in from Ireland, we have from your side of the pond, if you know Optimus Grime, who plays for Denver, who plays for Ground Control Denver's men's roller derby team. You know, it's all, we appreciate those people, like I said, who even comes in from the other side of the ocean to play for Denver's Ground Control. Now we have first jam, Rex. Oh, right. A Green already out as lead jammer for Rat City, but Rex is close behind. We'll see what the skaters do. As they tried it, we still got 2 blockers in the box, but quickly calling it off. And that looks like they did get some points. Oh, 2 points for Rat City, and holding off Rex from scoring during that jam. Next up, we have Zoe Trope on the Skate Rats jam line, and Corpses up for Rat City. And they're off and running. And a forearm called on Rat City Jammer on Corpses. So that is a power jam for Zoe Trope, and getting lead right away. And a blocker returning to the floor, but Zoe making quick work of making it around for another 4 points. And we've got a power jam happening for CDG, and 1 blocker in the box as well for Rat City. And Zoe getting knocked to the outside and recycled. However, the blocker who knocked her out was given a penalty, and also heading to the box, keeping the penalty box busy right here at the beginning of this first jam of the second half. And we've got Corpses returning to the track, and still on their initial pass, hoping to make their way out. But a tough end, hoping for the star is off, but now their pivot is behind them, so there will not be a star pass. But there's a lot of time you'll see when the pivot is closer, you'll see them kind of trying to trick the blockers into thinking a pass has happened when it haven't. I've seen some really smart jammers do that because sometimes the blockers will start to follow the pivot even though the jammer might still have the star. But right now, no star pass is going to be happening for Corpses with this challenging wall by the Supernovas. Now there has been a star pass for Corpses, has made that star pass, but then Zoe quickly calling off that jam before they can score. Poor pivots. Pivots hardly ever get to score, right? Because as soon as they've got the star, they've got that star, the other jammer's probably going to call it off. Yep, Harley and Killa were doing a great job on that wall. That's true. Lovely Leisha. And yeah, now there's been a lead change. That does make a lead change. Supernovas out in front now. And we've got Sunny Days for Supernovas and Green for Rat City. And Sunny Days making it out, doing a hop skip on that inside line, making it out as lead jammer. However, we've got Green still really fighting hard up here, but getting recycled. Hoping to jump back in without having to go back so far, but was denied that. Sunny Days also being recycled, and this is one of these things where they might start really going back with both jammers being out of the box. And sometimes they do something called eat the baby, but in this case, both jammers are out, so. All right, Green is back on the track, taking everyone back to turn 2. Holding up Rex. But getting recycled again is Green, getting taken way back here to the apex right after turn 1. And a penalty on a Seattle blocker. Rex has gotten out for another 4 points. And there's been a star pass for Rat City, and now able to score. But I'm assuming they will call it off. Nope, looking to their coaches and saying, no, keep going for now. Because trying to get a bigger lead on their team. However, Sunny Days getting knocked out on that outside lane before making it around, so getting again recycled back. All the boxes now clear, and Sunny Days was hoping a little hop apex jump would help, but calling it right after a penalty. They'll start in a power jam position for CDG. There was a cut called on Thumper Skull. Thumper Skull was the pivot, but now the jammer, and so we'll start in the box as the jammer. And they will get a full 30-second start, power start, to this next jam coming up on jam number 4. And now we've got 101 for the Supernovas, 88 for Rat City. Thumper Skull in the box, Marinator out on the Skate Rats jam line, trying to make quick work of trying to get lead with this power start. However, Seattle says, I'm not going to make this easy for you. You're still going to have to work for it. And they are, but it looks like she's about to make what she has made lead. They have. And Marinator now lead jammer. And we see now Thumper Skull is standing, so we'll be returning the track momentarily. And a little help from their friends. Natty is going to hopefully provide some offensive help to the jammer for Rat City, because this will be the initial pass for Rat City. And the pack getting somewhat spread out, bridging and boy, we've got Marinator fighting at the top, one-on-one jamming, strong jamming, barely in the pack, out of play, and now back in. But Marinator had to fight hard for those points. And now we've got, with Rat City out, were able to score to see if they scooted in for a point. They did not. They were hoping to scooch those hips past one person for some points, but that did not happen. But good effort on Rat City for that. We have coming up on the line, again, we have I don't know if that looks right. We have habeas corpus. Corpses for Rat City. And then we got Rex for CDG. Both still hanging back there at the jam line. Rex getting recycled. Rex trying to make on the outside line, but almost getting cut out. But hey, corpses being recycled. And then the CDG pivot going to the box. That will not be a help for. And corpses has been designated lead, but was recycled immediately after making lead. But that means they do have control of the game and can call if needed. And penalty box getting busy again over there. We've got two CDG blockers in there, and now two Rat City blockers. And that will get called off before Rex can score any points. However, both teams will be starting down with just 2 players on each wall. And I will tell you, I myself have also, I do skating, reffing, but I've also done penalty box timing. And let me tell you something. If you've never done it, it's stressful over there, especially when it's busy like today. We have some really great refs who know what they're doing out there. So a lot of things get caught. And look at that, Zoe Trope out for the lead for CDG, and really making fast work, because all you have to do is pass one person and you're going to get those full 4 points while these people are in the box. And then she will also get the help of a power jam for Zoe Trope. Wow, taking that hit and staying in bounds. And the penalty box right now is full of Rat City skaters. One has been released. We still have 2 blockers in Rat City. And but the pivot is still out there. Zoe making her way through. Well, actually, the jammer is still in the box for Rat City. So this power jam now has 10 seconds left. And Zoe is taking full advantage of this power jam that's been there. Great, a bob and a weave, dipping there on the edge, staying inbounds and getting past all of those Rat City blockers. Zoe is really doing a great job out there. The Rat City jammer is back in, still an initial pass. So Zoe still has some time to score more points if she wants. And really, but the Seattle wall has really come back strong. They're really holding tightly right now. And a forearm is called on the Supernova pivot. And looks like Zoe may be wanting to call it off. Got her hands up, and yep, taps those hips. It is called. However, right now we've got 2 Supernova blockers in the box, but only 1 second left for one of them. And they're signaling their bench about, hey, I've only got 1 second left, so I'll be right back out there. And it looks like we've got a team timeout. Probably taking the time to take a breath, reorganize, get this game back in control. Supernovas have taken off the second half. Looking right now, that was a 19-point jam for them, and they're up ahead 126 over 88. So really, they're taking that lead out stronger. Yeah, got some chips for that dip. Yeah, that was a great dip. Really great work by Zoe Trope. I think both these teams, I think, are just playing their best, in my opinion. They're looking really strong out there, and also, having fun. Let's face it, a blowout game is not as much fun to watch. We like these games where both teams are working hard and staying safe out there. Really appreciate that. On this timeout, we do want to, timeout is over. That went quick. All right, we're back. We'll be coming back onto the line. We've got Sunny Days up for the Supernovas and Green up again for Rat City. And we're the definite pack advantage for Rat City. See if they can take advantage and get lead. And Green does get lead right off the bat there, taking that inside line. And we've got Sunny Days still being held up by a strong Rat City wall. Not going to make it easy. Making out for another 4 points for Green. And Days now with the star off, hoping to make their way through. And they're getting close to that inside apex line, but getting back to the middle as you want to try to do, so you don't get hit to the outside. Woo! But that was just one hand down for Green, so able to stay in. And again, nice little waltz on the inside where they are able to get those last 4 points. That was a nice little run for Rat City. That was an 8-0 jam in favor of Rat City. There is lots of time left. This game is in no way over. We've got just 30 points. I did the math, separating these two teams, which honestly is a couple of great jams, and that can be made up. So I don't think the Supernovas are going to be relaxing with this lead. Still pretty tight. Now we've got Marinator and Corpses against each other again on that. And Marinator doing a great job pulling out the pack, pushing forward, getting that turn one, and really doing some great footwork, backing herself up, not just trying the same thing, and now having a little bit of relief, but now the pack is all back together, so that wall can remain strong. Now we have Corpses moving up ahead in the pack. And everyone they're all really stuck up around this apex jump after turn one. And great job, Corpses staying in bounds. Almost had to do a back bend there, but the feet were in, and you regain that power to be back in bounds and now back to the center of the track. We've got Marinator we've got a couple down to 2 blockers up there. Now all 3 together and making really hard work of that. Oh, knocked to the outside, but they jump right back in. Not getting fully recycled. The wall is reforming. We're now at, that was hard fought. That was 1 minute and 10 seconds to get that lead. That is a long time. And I'd see a big smile because that was really hard fought lead there for Marinator. However, Corpse is still back trying to make their way out on their initial pass. And it looks like we've got a star pass. Yep, star pass complete for Rat City. And making their way out of there. And they're a star pass to damage control. However, it is called off before damage can make any points there. That was a 7-point jam for CDG, and no points for Rat City in that jam. However, it took a long time to get lead. Those blockers were doing a fantastic job up until holding them back. Next up, we have Rex on Skate Rat's jam line and Gnarly Quinn for Rat City. Whistle blown, and Rex makes, forearm for Rex. You know what? Grabbed a little bit too hard, and that's how they got out. They got out first, but then it was a forearm. So now a power jam for Rat City. But still, even as a power jam, the Supernova blockers are not making it easy. However, they'll start spreading out that pack, and Gnarly Quinn out for lead. And still got a little time left on, but less than 10 seconds, but some time left on that power jam. Gnarly Quinn, calling it. And looks like 2 points for Seattle, for Rat City. And I've learned something. I don't know if people, I learned this from someone who knew why Seattle was, the way Seattle was named Rat City, because apparently there was like a layer, and they built another layer of the city on top of it, and there were a lot of rats stuck underneath, I guess was the thing. Yeah, I was noticing the purple helmet, I think, on Defiant, and Fuego wears these purple sparkly helmets, and I love it. So I saw that, and I said, hey, I wonder if they're on Fuego, and they are. And apparently people are sharing on the chat that we still have lots of rats. All right, we got Zoe Trope out for CDG and Green out there for Rat City. And boy, that Seattle wall is really holding firm against Zoe. And look, a little dash out on the inside line, and we've got Green out for the lead. Good job for that. Whew. Rough. Now, we've got a CDG blocker to the box. Zoe now out of the pack and able to score. And another penalty called on a player, I believe. I think everyone's not sure who the penalty was called on. Okay, yep. There was a late call there on Green. So Supernovas will get a full power start to this next jam. So they'll have a full 30 seconds to themselves. And coming into the next jam. Oh. We're having a quick, looks like maybe official timeout. Yes, an official timeout here. Probably everyone's trying to get resituated, make sure the penalties were called correctly. And also, guess what? When you're a ref, you have all the power. You can call a timeout whenever you want. But they're already quickly getting back to the game. I will tell you, this whole weekend has been on schedule, knock wood. I think I can say that now with only a few games left. They've done a terrific job. And now we've got Sunny Days in for CDG with that power start, full 30-second power start. However, Rat City says, we're still going to make you work for that. They're a strong wall there. Whoop. Got to drop those arms. Almost could see a multiplayer happening. And they have already called lead for Supernovas, but then getting recycled. Whew. And now, Sunny Days out. And for the lead, more penalties being called. Illegal contact. Two Rat City blockers heading to the box. Not a fun way for Sunny Days to come back onto the wall, come back to the track, because there is a full wall of CDG players versus just a 2 wall of, but that doesn't matter. She makes her way on the inside after turn 1. Quick inside run. Able to get out and force that call off from Sunny Days. So good work there with a full strength wall against CDG for Sunny Days. And that was a, now as we're taking the Supernovas, they're widening that lead, 140 to 102. Again, that's a 38-point jam with 13 minutes left. Things are not over for Rat City in any way, and they're doing a terrific job. And like we discussed earlier, really far exceeding the projections already of what this game was predicted to do. So good job for them, and good job Supernovas also fighting back as well. All right, just heard from someone that Kosher Assault 322 is on Jewish roller derby. That's awesome. Yep. Jane Ostentatious, one of our players, is commenting about how well Rat City's doing. So great derby happening. Marinator and Corpses out again. They've gone up against each other quite a number of jams this game. Okay, a high block, I believe, called on the Rat City pivot. Both the other 2 blockers that were in the box have returned to the track to help out their friend. And we've got Habeas Corpus out of the pack and now able to score. And Marinator making it out for those 4 points and calling it off quickly. Oh, I think, okay, an official review is being called by the Supernovas. So they are using their official review, I believe, yeah. You know, until recently, I've been watching Derby for 7 years now. And those little dots next to the score, I only noticed them literally last month that they existed, and that those dots mean the number of timeouts and official reviews. And I swear I'd never seen them on our scoreboard before, but they have always been there. I just literally didn't notice them. So now I know, I really love it that I can track how many timeouts are left, what official review is left. Okay, so they have now found out what they've out there discussing what that official review is. And Zoe Trope is also on Jewish roller derby. Wonderful. And Sunday. Yeah, I love all these other teams that bring together teams from all across the country. And I'm assuming they are traveling to Worlds. And I wish I could go to Austria for Worlds. I can't. One of our announcers here in Denver is going to be announcing for Worlds. Super exciting. But I have too much junior roller derby travel to be able to go out there. Yeah, COTS. So that apparently Glit told me we don't know how to do the penalties, and also they weren't sized correctly, so you only can see like 7 players. So no, the answer to that, sorry, COTS, is no. But I feel like there sure has been a lot of penalties. Oh.
Visit myboring.org to donate to Boring.
Mike was asking for the light hit to be removed.
Okay.
It was determined after
Okay. So they won theirs? Okay. So they will, I just found out on that official review, the Supernovas were calling for that last illegal contact to be removed, and they did. That was correct. It was decided that there was mutual impact, and that was removed. And that means that Supernovas keep that official review. And that was a quick jam. Right, already done. While I found out about that official review. Yeah, so I just Linus, I just found out that, like I said, that was the official review, and CDG did retain that, and a penalty was removed. Looks like now the penalty box is starting to clear out a bit. We still have one blocker on the bench for Seattle, and a standing, one of the blockers standing for CDG. And that's Secret Cervix and Kosher Assault. All right, it looks like Secret Cervix already back out onto the track. We've got Loco as jammer for Rat City, and Zoe Trope, Zoe for CDG. Oh, I see a high block called on the Seattle jammer on Loco. So power jam. Oh, unfortunate for the Rat City. Another power jam for CDG. And then we've got Zoe out with lead. All right, still, CDG is still down. Ooh. The initiator went out on that hit. Pretty tough hit, but Zoe's able to get up and go right in front of them since they went out as well. Sorry, I had to cough there. I didn't want to cough on the mic. All right, the box is clear. An amazing thing this time. Zoe getting recycled. And Loco trying to make their way out. And a back block called. Oh, goodness. Oh, a back block called on the CDG blocker. I think that Loco was afraid it was another penalty for them. Luckily not. Jammer penalties really hurt. I'm always glad that my daughter's a blocker because those penalties don't hurt as much. All right, and so now we've got CDG widening that lead, 151 to 106. We've got another official review happening. I wouldn't be surprised if this one is being asked of that back block. Maybe just because they were so close to the Rat City bench when that happened. Or close to the end, although the back block was on Supernovas, so we'll find out. While they're discussing this, again, there you see there our Skate Rats banner. The Skate Rats is actually already gone for the day, but Skate Rats is a wonderful sponsor of Denver Roller Derby. They have great gear. Whether you live here or not, please order from them. There's nobody with more selection or more inventory of skate gear. And they're so expertise. You could call and talk to them on the phone. They love texting. You can text them. You'll literally usually get an answer within 5 to 10 minutes. If you have any questions about gear, about which is the best to use for your sport, whether you're a skateboarder, roller derby, or park skater, they've got everything you need. And so I highly recommend them. They are just so, I get all my gear there. I also want to talk about Colfax Strong. Colfax Strong at Colfax Strong, fitness is just the beginning. It's a place where you are seen, supported, and surrounded by a community that believes strength comes in many forms. So if you're looking for a safe, welcome space to grow, not just in the gym, but in life, you'll find it at Colfax Strong, right here in the heart of Denver, Colorado. You know what, Mac Daddy, I'm going to see. Yeah, we've got some people in red. I can actually, while we're sitting here, I'm going to take off the mic for a second and see who we've got on the red here. One sec.
I've never played shuffleboard in my life, but I am kind of a pool shark.
Okay, for the last person that told me they didn't know how to play shuffleboard, completely destroyed the other team.
Okay, so the foul outs have been hard. Yeah, so Harley has just fouled out. And we also had a foul out from uh, Rat City of, let me see, 2-4, 2-4. Yeah, and we had another foul out, White 2-4.
When first games are default, you too can be a penalty and watch our bouts for free. If you want more information, email bout registration at therotherrugby.org.
Okay, everyone. I'm learning some stuff. Yep. All right, Stack Trace here helping me out to show me my penalty counts. This is going to make me really happy, and all of you watching at home as well. Yeah, so Harley has fouled out. That was 7. Ooh, this is exciting. Okay. All right, first of all, let me say we've got sunny days and corpses jamming. Sunny days out with lead. This jam. Yeah, Harleson's fouled out, and also Bertha Beatdown has also been fouled out of the game. And Prince Sparklefist on the Supernovas is at 5. And that's the only one else in danger. Everyone else is below 5. That jam getting called off by Sunny Days. But Rat City getting 4 in there. And that was a 4-4 jam. Next coming up on the Skate Rats jam line is Green for Rat City and Marinator for the Supernovas. Yeah, like I said, so we've just, for Supernovas, the only other person in trouble is 1230 Prince Sparklefist, and he has 5 penalties. And I wish we could show you the coaches' reactions. We can't. We don't have like replay and all that fun stuff. You know, this is Derby. We're doing the best we can here. All right, we've got Miss Defiant in the box for Rat City. Marinator out with the lead. And now Green out of the pack and able to score. Putting that star back on, but Marinator's going to call it. And let's see if they got their hips past that last jam, or they did. Or who knows, they might have been passed a million times over. Whenever I'm jam roughing and I know that they have passed all of their blockers a million times and they keep going and going, it's so depressing. I always wish I could tell them, you've already got your 4, it's okay. But I can't, because I'm the ref. I'm not allowed to do that. Now coming up in the Skate Rats jam line is Rex for the Supernovas and Gnarly Quinn for Rat City. No, yeah. Wow. That's Rex out. Rex has been having a nice game today and out for lead jammer. And Gnarly Quinn got the star off, pushing their way through still just a 2-wall, but holding really firm. Now getting some help from their friends, a little help from their friends on some offense up here at turn 1. And Marinator going down, but staying in bounds. And a Rat City blocker to the box from that little from that contact over there. It looks like it was a multiplayer on that Rat City blocker. 4 points there for Supernovas. And boy, Gnarly Quinn really trying to work hard. Okay, trying something different. I was trying pushing, now I'm gonna try, but now getting pushed to the outside and then going out of bounds and being recycled. And now we've still got 1 blocker for Rat City left in the box. Ooh. Boy, Rex was doing some nice fancy footwork over there, dancing on the outside of that line, but then does get pushed out and recycled. And the whole pack has just gotten itself all together, but Gnarly Quinn still not making much distance, really trying to make their way out. But Rex getting recycled further away, getting away from the apex, always smart. And now Gnarly Quinn. Oh, Gnarly Quinn makes the star pass, and now Rat City out able to score, but Rex says no, not on my watch, and calls off the jam. Just 5 minutes left in this game, and now I would say at this point it would be hard for Rat City to make up that difference. However, like I said, they far outperformed with their projections, so I am sure they are pleased with their performance. Yeah, so yeah, Harley fouling out. That's wild. It's been some tight, really calls around here, and so first it happens, right? But earlier today, one of our Denver players came out and sat by us on the bench, and I said, "Are we your parent volunteers, the parent chaperones that have to oversee the juniors when they foul out?" Yeah, and now we've got a quick team time out here. Is this game in? Aw, some derby love out there. Supernovas, nice little group hug, and now Rat City said, "Hey, we're going to get in on that. We're going to have our group hug too." What I love, I see a lot among my daughter's team and other teams, is they'll do a both teams group hug, which I think is so awesome. Derby's a big family. All of these players know each other outside of the track, and they hit hard on the track, and then off the track, everyone is friends, which is really nice. And fan favorites, let me know about who you would like to see get those most valuable players from the fan favorite. I've had a vote for HD number 36, but I need votes for both teams and more votes for whomever you think should get that. All right, Zoe Trope and Corpse back on the line for Skate Rats Jam Line, and Corpse is out for a quick lead, and trying to get a final hit into Zoe, but she swings around that. Corpus trying to squeeze in some points before calling it off. Nice quick jam there for Corpses, and let's see how many points. Oh, 2 points gotten. Yeah, 2 points in that jam, and also holding the Supernovas to 0. Next up for Supernovas, Sunny Days on the line. And green up for Rat City. We've got Secret Cervix standing, so about to get out of the box for the Supernovas. All right. Good job for Green. Oh, no. Forearm on Green. So power jam for the Supernovas. Trying to make that ratio a little larger, but Days does a big hop but doesn't land it. And knows they didn't land it in, and goes out and recycle there on that after that apex jump. All right. Some dipping and diving to get around those last blockers for Rat City. Out for the lead, Sunny Days, and still on that power jam. Taking advantage of scoring a few more points, adjusting that lead to be a little larger, a little more comfortable for the Supernovas. But pushed out again, and I hear a penalty called on Rat City blocker. All right. And now out. Green is out and able to score, putting that star back on after that penalty. And Days calling that jam before Rat City can score. We still got Feline Fatale in the box and another timeout. When there's a few left, you might as well use them. It's the end of the game. We've just got under 3 minutes left. Yeah. Oh, fan favorite. I see a vote for Natty. Natty, you gotta find your number. Oh, 1859 for Rat City. Now we're got a vote out there for Flower Getting Sticky. Fan favorite roller derby for sure. Flower Power. Another for Natty. Flower Power, great. Thank you guys. Keep those coming. All right, timeout is over. We have Marinator up on the Skate Rats Jam line for CDG, and we have Riptide out there for Rat City. All right, Jam is on. Oh, Marinator making quick work, but now out for the lead. Just before the out of play there. And Marinator's got the lead. Riptide still trying to make their way through the pack and recycled back behind the pivot line. And also recycling happening for these other, also for Marinator. Box is clear. Riptide coming into a really strong CDG wall, taking the star off in case a pass can happen. Pivot's coming up to say, hey, I'm here to help you. And at the same time, I'm going to knock the jammer out while I came up to help my friend. Great hit by the pivot on Rat City, but apparently not a legal one. It got a direction for that hit. And as they say, sometimes it's worth the penalty, right? Riptide now out and able to score and calling it. And looks like team timeout for Rat City. Using their last timeout right now. And we've just got under 2 minutes left in this game. Yeah, getting a lot of votes for Flower for the Novas. And we've gotten ones for Natty. Oh, is that true there? Magda is saying that a lot of Killis hits are not legal. Like I said, sometimes it slows down the jammer a lot. Like you said, sometimes it might be worth it. All right, timeout almost up. Everyone getting back in place, and up on the line, on the Skate Rats Jam line, we have Rex and Habeas Corpses. So Corpses versus, oh no, Zoe. Got Zoe up on the line for what could be the last jam. We might have more. We'll see how it goes. All right. Oh, Zoe out for the lead. Great quick work by Zoe. And I can see them maybe running the clock down and then calling it. We'll see what happens. Oh, ooh, that was some really twirling. Jammer, one of the Rat City blockers going out there, and Zoe missing that fault. Oh, a little dip. Little chips needed, but not good enough. But really nice work by Rat City in that block. And Zoe getting recycled there on the inside on that turn one, and goes ahead and calls it. Looks like we'll have enough time for another jam. And then widening that lead, the Supernovas 189 to 114. And we're heading into jam number 22. And we've got Rex on the line for the Supernovas, who's having a great day. Green also having a good day. Corpses having a great day. It's been a really well-matched game today. Okay. Oh, nice. Nice footwork there for Rex, getting lead for the Supernovas. But Green out and coming up behind. And we've still got 1:40 on the clock there, so we'll see what happens. But and as a quick call off, and Mariner saying, hey, I got a couple points there. All right, I think I was wrong on the clock when I looked at it. Oh, official review called. That would be Rat City is the only person that had one left, so official review for Rat City, probably trying to get one more jam in there, get a better point differential for their stats, and they also, if they're able to get another jam, the Supernovas have two blockers in the box. We've got Knox Hard and Prince Prince Sparklefist into the box, and maybe they want to get one more jam with a nice advantage. We'll find out. They've been pretty good about coming by and letting me know what's happening with those official reviews. Or maybe they're just using it for a timeout. All right, just found out they're just using that official review as one more timeout in order to get one more jam into the game. So we refs like that. It means we don't have to review anything. They're just using that as that 1 minute timeout. And we get one more jam. And like I said, there will be a packet advantage for Rat City with 2 Supernova blockers in the box, but one about to be released, it looks like. And we've got Marinator and Corpses on as starting jammers. And now the good advantage. That's very good. Rat City gaining lead on this last jam of the game. And in order to score some more points, get that point differential that they can get, staying inside. They're managing to stay in 9, go out of bounds, working their way up. Marinator still trying to get out of the pack in order to score, but getting some help coming in from the pivot for CDG. Corpses still trying to make their way. I hear some whistle blowing. We'll see who went to the box. Oh, the another 4 points for Rat City. But Corpses getting recycled here. Oh, another penalty. Wow. So it looks like they're telling them report. I think one of the blockers will have to report to the box because the box is getting too full, or maybe it wasn't a penalty. But we do have Corpses coming around for scoring more points. And yes, now there is a block. Now they are coming to the bench. And hopefully Corpses are trying to take advantage of this slow wall. And looking like, if I'm watching correctly, Marinator's still not out of the pack, not able to score yet. Closing that differential, scoring, making some nice runs on this. We're already 8 points for Rat City. Now out for 12. This is an exciting end to the game for Rat City. Even though it'll be an L, they're making a great last jam here. Really showing how hard their their wall is working. And now there's been a star pass to the pivot, and they go ahead and call it. That was a 12-0 jam to end the game for Rat City, but our winners are Supernovas, CDG Supernovas from California, 191. Oh, they look so happy. Rat City's super happy with their performance because, like we said, they saw those projections as well and know they far outperformed them. This will help their standings in the WIFTA algorithm. So really great game for both. Yeah, 15-0 jam there for the Rat City. Awesome game. And now, okay, so, oh, great. So with this, put that in front of the camera. I'm going to show you the projections now, the change that's already happened, the live updates. Oop, live updates. Live updates, that's a +4 now for Rat City, bringing them up, and a -2 to the Supernova. So this is a great result for Rat City. They're going to be really thrilled with this outcome. Both teams played really well. Best part for us, great game at Derby. And I'll be back in just a second. We'll share some MVPs with you and from here in the building as well. And our next game coming up for the 4 o'clock, which you'll get me some more. So hopefully you like me because I am announcing for the next game. And that will be the Denver Bruising Altitude versus Calgary. So love the Canadians. Excited that they've just played them recently in a Seattle tournament, the Rainy Season Rumble. So it'll be a rematch after that Rainy Season Rumble in March, I believe. And we'll be back shortly, and I will announce some MVPs and all that fun stuff. Thanks so much.